Good morning. We are so happy you can be with us today, whether it is on Facebook, Zoom, later on YouTube, or right here in person. What a joy it is to be together. There are a couple of announcements to share with you today. First, I would like to point out our new activity table at the back of the sanctuary. This is right back there. Kids, please help yourselves to those activities throughout the service as quietly as possible and return them when you are finished. Children will be remaining in the service with us today. Next, there is a foreign policy meeting in Schweitzer Lounge today. That is downstairs and down the hallway near the restrooms. This month, we can look at the current hot topic on the international stage, war crimes. Will the ICC ever be able to serve its arrest warrant on Vladimir Putin? The meeting begins at 12:30 and all are invited. And last, welcome newcomers near and far. Join us after the service for a brief conversation to get to know UUYO better. Recent visitors are invited to join members of the Newcomers Involvement Team to consider how we found our ways to UUYO and how we can deepen our connections. We will be meeting in the upstairs youth room after the service ends. Join us via Zoom. Just stay in the Zoom session after the service. This is a new day. This is a new day full of sound, light, and expectation. This day has been waiting for you. This day has been waiting especially for you, to embrace you, to guide you. This day has been waiting with open arms just for you. This is the day we have been given. Let's not waste it. Come now, let us worship together. We'll begin with our opening hymn, Wake Now My Senses, number 298.
Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with the web of creation your vow. Giving, receiving, as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. Honor the beauty and wisdom of time. Suffer thy limit and praise the sublime. Wake now compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end.
Me in the reading of our covenant. It is found in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
On February 3rd, 2023, in East Palestine, Ohio, just 21.6 miles away from where we sit, 38 cars of a Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed with tragic consequences. I actually lived in East Palestine for a couple of years and really enjoyed the small town country atmosphere and the sense of community. I grew to love it there. I am sad and angry for the devastation that has threatened the quality of life in that small town. I have an acquaintance, a young woman, a mother, that I've become friendly with that lives just 1 mile from the train derailment site. I grieve for the danger and the sickness and loss she and her family have experienced. They have lost their sense of security. They are afraid, and they have been traumatized. They have stayed in hotels for weeks, traveling from one hotel to another because prior reservations forced them out, especially on the weekends. They've even been forced to stay with her employer on weekends when rooms were hard to find. I offered for her family to come and stay at my house. I offered her a key to come and go as she pleased. My spare beds, a sofa bed, my downstairs family room and half bath if they would want some privacy. I listened to her story. I hugged her and I offered her support. It's what I had to give, so I offered it. I guess the contemplation that I have to offer today is, what do we do as a social justice community, a faith community? What have we to offer to the human beings, the living creatures, the land, the air, the water of East Palestine and the surrounding affected areas and all the other East Palestines around the world? The theme for our service this month is resistance. Maybe resistance is the one thing we can offer. Resistance to the greed of big business, the profit over people mentality. Resistance to the earth is ours to be exploited mentality. Resistance to the us and them mentality that allows us to look the other way when injustices occur that don't directly impact us. Resistance to the just getting tired of the fight. Being complacent, letting injustices go unchallenged because we aren't in it for the long haul. In the end, isn't that what they hope for? That we'll just eventually forget and our outrage and resistance will wane? We light this chalice today in the spirit of resistance to what we know is unjust and we just cannot accept.
Our time for all ages today needs a little help from the kids. So any kids who are out there who want to come up? Jimmy, can I see you up here for a minute? Okay. Our time for all ages today is titled God in the Silence. It is by Mary Ann Moore, based on tales from Zen Buddhism and Hebrew scripture. Once, there was a man who wanted to know what God was truly like. Other people had told him about God, and he had many ideas himself, but he wanted to see God, and he wanted to see what God would tell him. So he set off to find God. He searched and he searched. Finally, he thought he had found God. He said, God, I want to be sure I know what you are truly like. Some people say you are like a woman, and some people say you are like a man. Other people say you are like the sky, and yet others say you are like the earth. What are you truly like? Will you tell me, God? But God did not speak. God was silent. So the man went on speaking. Some people say you are in animals and trees and mountaintops. Other people say you are in the sun and the moon and the stars. What are you truly like? Will you tell me, God? But God did not speak. God was silent. Again, the man spoke. Well, I think you are there in all these things, in the earth and sky and animals and people, and I even think you are in me too. God, why aren't you answering me? God, why don't you tell me what you truly are? But still, God did not speak. Still, God was silent. Finally, the man stopped talking. He waited to hear what God would say. At first, he only heard his own words blowing through his mind like a strong wind. Man, woman, sky, earth. The words blew around, and the man waited. But God said nothing. Then the wind grew stronger, and the words began to break into little pieces and finally fall away from him. Man, woman, sky, earth. More and more the words broke up and fell away. The man waited, and God still said nothing. When the words were all gone, the man still waited. But God said nothing, and the bubble stopped. And then there was only silence, and a calm, peaceful silence. And in the silence, he knew God. The end. Thank you, children. You may return to your seats.
Each month, our congregation donates all loose cash and unmarked checks put in the offering plate to a nonprofit organization whose mission and actions are consistent with the UU principles and the mission of UUYO. Our Giveaway the Plate recipient for the month of April is Northeast Homeowners and Concerned Citizens Association. NHCCA has been serving residents and businesses on the northeast side of Youngstown for over 40 years. Their mission is to work towards the betterment and revitalization of neighborhoods on the northeast side of Youngstown and surrounding areas by uniting area residents and collaborating with other neighborhood organizations to help maintain and improve property values and advance the interest of the citizens residing in those areas. NHCCA is strongly committed to stimulating and enhancing the quality of life through civic awareness, involvement, and coordinating neighborhood beautification efforts. NHCCA accomplishes these goals through organizing and supporting a youth corps that helps lead efforts to improve neighborhood conditions and beautification, and has also recently organized Earth Day cleanups. NHCCA also supports their neighborhoods by convening monthly meetings that feature speakers from local government and social service organizations to help address neighborhood priorities and build relationships across the city. Your generous contributions will assist NHCCA in their continued support of helping their neighbors keep their neighborhoods strong, healthy, and beautiful. We will now receive the offering that supports the life of Youngstown, the Mahoning Valley, and our wider world.
A prayer by Lynn Cox. Spirit of life, ground of our being, root of unified mystery, growing into myriad branches of expression, bring us together now. Bring us close to the earth, ear to the whispering grass, quietly, attentively, waiting with slow breaths, listening for the very stones to cry out with their rocky stories of tectonic plates meeting and parting and meeting, their mineral memories of Hayden days, molten rocks flowing and joining, their ancient legends of stars born out of the collapse of other stars. Help us to remember. Help us to piece together our oneness with matter, our oneness that matters. With one more deep breath, may we rise, star stuff walking and rolling across the surface of an impossible blue-green planet. May we join together to heal what is divided. May we find wholeness within, without, among, between. Eternal source, seed of the universe, help us to grow peace. So be it. Blessed be. Amen. Now join us in singing hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning.
For the earth forever turning, for the skies, for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures in their silent majesty, for the lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful song to these. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning to our blue-green hills of earth.
Responsive reading, Litany for Those Lost to Climate Change. In our responsive reading, we will take the time to acknowledge all those already lost as the world feels the effect of global warming and climate change. Thousands of people, as well as animals and plants, die every year from the effects of global climate change. As we acknowledge these lost, we shall respond, we remember you. To all those people lost to extreme heat waves, we remember you. To all those people lost to floods, hurricanes, mudslides, and other disasters caused by changing weather patterns, we remember you. To all those people lost to hunger as crop patterns change, we remember you. To all those people lost to drought as weather patterns change, we remember you. To all those people lost to disease as the environment shifts, we remember you. To all those animals, siblings of flesh and blood, breath and bone, whose lives have been lost as global climates change, we remember you. To all those plant spirits, siblings of the green world, whose lives have been lost as global climates change, we remember you. To all those species lost forever as global climate changes, we remember you. We remember you, and we commit ourselves to restoring balance. So may it be, so may it be.
Turn the wheels, find a way. Daylight's burning, nothing can delay the steel horse we all know must carry the load. Make them pay. Turn the wheels. It's a lie built into contract. It's in the ether, shaping the clouds. It's a river that shines with investment sublime. Take a look, there it goes. Turn the wheels, find a way. Daylight's burning, nothing can delay the steel horse we all know must carry the load. Make them pay. Turn the wheels. Off the tracks for the long haul. No rails can stop it now. It's a deal in stone, a commandment unknown. Sacrifice, pay the price. Turn the wheels, find a way. Daylight burning, nothing can delay the steel horse we all know must carry the load. Make them pay, turn the wheels. Set the charge, step away. The release is controlled. What else is there to say? The evidence is clear. There ain't nothing poison here. All aboard. Turn the wheels, turn the wheels, find a way. Daylight's burning, nothing can delay the steel horse we all know must carry the load. Make them pay, turn the wheels. Mothers cringe, children choke. No one believes the lies in the smoke. Every eye that sees says, to hell with the greed. Make them pay, turn the wheels. Turn the wheels, find a way. Daylight's burning, nothing can delay the steel horse we all know must carry the load. Make them pay, turn the wheels. Make them pay, turn the wheels. Make them pay, turn the wheels.
On February 3rd, 2023, 38 cars of a Norfolk Southern freight train carrying hazardous materials derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, causing devastation to the earth and to its people. Some people had to move. It's sad. Some people got sick or may get sick. Some people may die. It's tragic. 43,000 fish, amphibians, crustaceans, and other aquatic animals died from the toxic spill. It should not have happened. But in the great scheme of things, is it really a big deal? I know a lot of people with cancer, some fighting and surviving, some dying, some already gone. What about people suffering due to hurricanes, floods, heat, cold, and other climate-related disasters? Does any of that matter? The answer is yes. It all matters. Life is fragile. Life is fleeting. Life is precious. This is the day we have been given. Let us not waste it. How many times have you heard that charge? How many days have we wasted as a congregation, as a community, as a world of people? In order to answer that question, we must first answer another question. It's not really a tough question, though, just the question of what is the purpose of human life? Let me warn you, don't Google it. Man, what a rabbit hole that was for me personally. As a UU who tries to live every day following the UU principles, I believe a couple of things about this. I believe that ultimately we are here to love one another. I also believe we are here to take care of the earth. In the book of Genesis in the Bible, we find the story of creation. And this story that starts out in the beginning, I'm sure you all know it, it describes the order of creation. Day 1, light. Day 2, atmosphere, firmament. Day 3, dry ground and plants. Day 4, sun, moon, and stars. Day 5, birds and sea creatures. Day 6, land animals, and then finally humans. Next, we read about the first humans, Adam and Eve. It says in Genesis 2:7, God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Reading further in Genesis 2:15, the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to keep it. So from these passages in Genesis, we learn that not only do we come from dirt or earth, we are also meant to take care of the earth. We belong to the earth. Michael Dowd, American progressive Christian minister, author, and eco-theologian, says this about our connection with the earth. Any human being exists only as a member of the wider community of life, air, water, and soil. We have no existence apart from the living earth. We are earth. What we do to the earth, we do to ourselves. So, how many days have we wasted by not serving our purpose, loving one another, helping one another, loving and tending to the earth? Too many? The people at NASA believe that while the effects of human activities on the Earth's climate to date are irreversible on the timescale of humans alive today, every little bit of avoided future temperature increases results in less warming that would otherwise persist for essentially forever. I believe, as many scholars, scientists, and theologians do, It is the human race that will suffer the most from the fossil fuels, the plastics, the erosion of the soil, the melting of the ice caps, and the rise in the seas. It is happening already and has been happening for a very long time. The earth will remain. But remember, even when we are gone, we are still a part of nature, a part of the earth. We are no different than the acorn on the oak tree. We are no different than the apple on the apple tree. If the apple falls from the tree, it returns to the earth. Even when the apple is eaten, it returns to the earth. We belong to the earth. So where is God in all of this suffering, destruction, chaos, and doom? God is with us. We are with God. Every characteristic that we attribute to the divine derives from our experience of nature, says Dowd. If we imagine God as a beautiful, gracious, loving, awesome, powerful, majestic, or faithful, it is because we have known or experienced beauty, grace, love, awe, power, majesty, or trustworthiness in the world. So let's review. God is nature. Nature is God. We come from nature. We return to nature. We belong to the earth. Let's move forward with courage into this hurting world and bring each other light and hope. Let's ease the suffering of others and come together in true world community. Life is fragile. Life is fleeting. Life is precious. Let's love one another. It is all that matters. This is the day we have been given. Let's not waste it. Now, with ritual, let us commit and recommit to new ways of being in relationship with the earth, each other, and ourselves. Jimmy and Michaela, can you come up? We may need to commit to new ways of acting in this world or in our religious communities, or to appreciating earth as part of our spirituality, or to something else. Only our hearts know what we need to commit ourselves, or what or whom we need to pray for. In a few minutes, we will participate together in a ritual that is found in many cultures as a way to mark an important commitment or prayer. Jimmy and Michaela are going to pass out our ribbons. So you can reach into the basket and grab a ribbon that speaks to you. Hope, would you like to help pass out the ribbons too? I invite you to take a ribbon. It's a scrap of fabric, and tie it to our courtyard gate, but don't do it yet, as a marker of a commitment that has grown out of our time together and is rooted in this community and our shared love of one another and this earth. Go ahead and pass them out. If you feel so moved, your ribbon might symbolize the grief or loss you feel. Only our hearts know to what we need to commit ourselves or what we need to note in this moment. You'll see some permanent markers in your pews. Please take those and share those with your pew mates. So if you'd like, you might take a brief time of silence for reflection on what you will write on your ribbon. Then, as the music plays, you are invited to follow me out to our courtyard gate to tie on your ribbon. only you in your heart know what you should write. So we are writing about, we can write about our grief about the environment. We can write about what our commitment is to the environment and to our world. We can write about a loss. So anything you would like, and if you need 2 ribbons, you can have 2 ribbons. Often in our classroom, we share our joys and sorrows. Actually, every Sunday when we get together in our classroom, we share the joys and sorrows. And sometimes the kids say, hey, I need 2 joy rocks, or I need 3 sorrow rocks, or I didn't have any sorrow today. But whatever is in your heart, you write that on your ribbon, and that's going to be our commitment or our loss that we are remembering. It all matters. So, again, I will repeat this. So, as the music plays, we're going to go out to our garden gate, and we are going to tie our ribbons on the gate. As soon as you're finished writing it, you can follow me, but wait till I get to the door. The Courage to Continue the Journey by Lynn Cox. Spirit of life and love, known by many names and yet fully known by none. We give thanks for this time, this place of renewal. We give thanks for the ability to begin again after the disaster, after the tragedy, after the loss, after meeting the challenges set before us. Grant us the courage to continue on the journey, the courage to speak up for the well-being of others and ourselves and the planet. May we forgive each other when our courage falls short, and may we try again. Grant us hearts to love boldly, to embody our faith and our values in living words and deeds. May our hearts open to embrace humility, grace, and reconciliation. Grant us the ability to learn and grow, to let the spirit of love and truth work its transformation upon us and within us. Grant us the spirit of hospitality, the willingness to sustain a fit dwelling place for the holy that resides in all beings. Grant us a sense of being at peace in the world, even as we are in motion. Let us cultivate together the strength to welcome every kind of gift and all manner of ways to be on the journey together. To this we add the silent prayers of our hearts. Blessed be. Please join us in singing in the teal hymnal number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can stay. I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves uphold me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Blessed is the sky and all that is warm and filled with light. Blessed is the air and all that is open and free. Blessed is the earth and all that is steady and firm. Blessed is the sea and all that is hidden and deep. Blessed are you who have courage to commit, the courage to offer hope, and the courage to continue the journey. And as always, remember this one truth: you are never alone in the human condition. There is a love that cares for all.